Hello, my name is Celeste Barnes,
Hi, and I'm her husband Isaiah.
and I'm coming to you today to share with you my journey. My journey is a fight against MS. I'm on a journey to heal myself naturally, and I also want to speak about how this journey with healing myself naturally from MS has led me to the business opportunity Paparazzi. On March 2nd of this year, I was diagnosed with multiple sclerosis. And at first, when I was diagnosed with multiple sclerosis, I didn't know what it was. So I just want to tell you a little bit about how I came to that conclusion. Back in July of last year, 2008, I noticed that I had numbness in my left leg, and I wasn't really worried about that. I was it was actually July 31st of last year, I noticed there was a little deterioration in my eye. There was a little blurriness, and I had a really bad headache. So that day I went to the emergency room. I had a very high blood pressure. I think it was 146/90. And I stayed there for a few hours, and they were able to get my headache to go away and my blood pressure to go down. I'm a pool shooter, so I've been more concerned about my eye and why I had dimness in one of my right eye. So I kept going to the optometrist. I went to two optometrists, and then I went to two ophthalmologists, and I was sent to a neuro-ophthalmologist. And when I went to the neuro-ophthalmologist, he suggested that I got an MRI. And when I got the MRI, I got a call from that doctor, and he said that I had optic neuritis in my right eye. I didn't know what that was, so I immediately started looking that up. And he did tell me on the telephone that that is something that could stem from MS. And he did say that I'm not saying that you have it. He said, but I think I want you to see a neurologist. So I went to see a neurologist, and this is maybe at the end of January this year. And the neurologist said that he would like for me to get a second MRI. The first MRI was done of my brain, and the second MRI was done with my spine and my neck. And when I went back for those results, the doctor said, well, actually before that, he also said once I got the MRI, he wanted to do some blood work and a spinal tap. So when I went for that follow-up, he told me that I didn't have to get the spinal tap and that he didn't have to draw any blood because the MRI disclosed that I indeed had MS. So that day, I was completely numbed. I didn't understand it. I didn't know what he meant. I didn't think he was talking to me. I couldn't think of anything else. To be told something that I have something, to be told something that I have completely no control over in my life. And I'm the kind of person that normally likes to have a hold on what's going on in my life. I didn't know what to do. No, I didn't know what to say. He's also, he told me that there was two prescriptions that I could take. One was Tecfidera, and another one was called, I think it was called Genero or something like that. And I can take them once a day, or I can take two a day. But I'm trying to register this all in my mind, and I'm saying to myself, is this something that I'm going to have to take for the rest of my life? And the numbness in my leg, I kind of thought that it was maybe the way that I was sleeping. I thought maybe it was because I sit 10 hours a day because I'm an administrative assistant. I work at a law firm, and I sit 10 hours a day, and those out of those 10 hours, 2 of those hours are driving to work and from work. So I didn't know if our sleep number, bed number wasn't right, but I dealt with that numbness in my leg for a little over a year. And the only importance or the only concern that I had was my right eye. When I was shooting pool, I couldn't really see exactly where I should hit the ball, so that was really what my concern was. So after the diagnosis, I really didn't know what to say, what to do, and my husband had some questions for the doctor.
Yeah, a whole lot of questions. A lot of times we get diagnosed with different diseases or different, as they say, hereditary diseases. The first question is, or the first thing the doctor says is, these are the medications you need to take. Well, my first question was, what are the side effects? Because a lot of times the side effects either will lead to killing you, or they'll lead you to another medication that will cause serious problems in your body, which would ultimately kill you eventually. But that was the first question I had for the doctor. What are the side effects? And how would the medication help? And what he explained is that, well, the medication doesn't help to heal the symptom. It just kind of puts it on a Band-Aid on the symptoms just to keep them from spreading. But as we all know, or if we all do research, when you take medication for a certain amount of time, your body becomes immune to it. And once it becomes immune to the medication, now it's able to spread whatever the disease is or whatever the problems you have. So my question was, if she's taking these medications, how will it affect her overall? And he gave us the website to go on to do the research as far as an MS website for the different medications, and the list of the symptoms from the medication is really worse than what the medication would do just to temporarily help the issue. So after speaking with my wife and her decision and all the research she threw at me, I'm not too much of a research person unless something hits home, and it kind of hit hard, knowing that, this was all new to us. We hear about people around us or friends of yours or co-workers of ours that say, their family member was diagnosed with something, and it never really hits that hard until it's, right in your backyard and your household. So this was a true time that I really felt helpless for her. A lot of times being a husband, men, we try to be the overpowering and figuring out the best way to get out the situation or fix the situation. But at this time, I was truly helpless. So I didn't know where to start. I just knew that the medication wouldn't be good to help her. And that's when she got on her grind and started doing the research to avoid taking the medication.
Yeah, so the doctor asked me that day, did I want to come back next week, or did I want to come back in 2 weeks? So I decided to come back in 2 weeks. And when I went back in 2 weeks, I had my decision for him. And I let him know that I wanted to go natural. I did not want to take the medication. I've done a lot of research. I'm still doing a lot of research to see how that I can help myself. Prior to learning of my diagnosis, I have a cousin that lives in Virginia, and they actually own a health food store, and he had referred me to a gentleman by the name of Michael Hennesey. He's with Blue Moose Consultants. Him and I played phone text tag for maybe about a few weeks in February, and I finally got a chance to speak with him. He allowed me 30 minutes. I spoke with him on the way home one day, and he just asked me, was I willing to make some changes as far as my eating habits? And I had already started making some minor changes to my eating habits. So I told him I was perfectly fine with that. And he went over a whole list of different natural supplements. What he does is he goes to different health food stores, and he's also went to my cousin and his wife's health food store, and he speaks to patients that have MS or has cancer or any other diagnosis. And I just told him what my symptoms were: the numbness in my foot, and the vision, the distortion in my right eye. So he went through a whole list of things. I had no idea what he was talking about. And the great part about it is that everything that he spoke with me about, he emailed me. And everything that he spoke to me about, he emailed me, and I just threw it into a folder, and I didn't go back to it. I didn't go back to it until right after my diagnosis. And when I went back, and I read it when he first sent it to me, but I actually went back and read it over and over again to try to understand what these supplements were going to do. So mainly all of the supplements that he shared with me were basically for my vision, also a nervous system, immune system. And for anyone who doesn't know what MS is basically a disease that attacks your body. Like, we all have nerves and nerve cells, and there's a covering that's called myelin, a myelin sheath. So every nerve in our body has a covering over it. And when you have MS, it actually eats away at the myelin sheath. So all the signals that are sent from our brain to either move our hands, to help us think, to kick if we need to, all the signals that come from our brain, MS attacks your immune system, your nervous system. It can allow, some people wake up and can't walk again. Some people wake up and can't see. I actually know people that has MS that lost their vision. There are different steps or layers, I guess you can say, or different types of MS. I don't recall him giving me a specific diagnosis, but I kind of started feeling like I wasn't at a worse stage because even though I had the numbness, I didn't lose my balance and stuff like that. But I did start noticing that my balance was getting a little off, and starting feeling more pain in my back. I was really, really tired and fatigued. Those were some other symptoms. I had a lot of moodiness, some mood swings, very short-tempered. These are some of the symptoms of MS, and there's a whole host of other things. I was being very forgetful, and I'm the kind of person that normally remembers everything. I was forgetting a lot of stuff, and I didn't have any answers as to why this was happening. So now that I understand it just a little bit more, I'm just more concerned about making myself better. So every day I've listened to YouTube videos over and over again, more concerned about healing myself naturally. And like I said, I'm a human resources assistant at a law firm in Midtown Atlanta. And my husband, he works for, the post office, and we have pretty good jobs. We have insurance, both of us have insurance, but going the natural way is expensive. And I started a GoFundMe. I've never been the kind of person to ask for any help. I've always been a giving person, a helping person. But at this point, I kind of felt like I need help. I need someone to help me. And I kind of felt like I was desperate. So I went to see the doctor, and I told him that, I was going to go naturally. And he didn't show any kind of emotion or anything. This doctor, he's with Emory. He's been doing this for a very long time. But he said, okay. And I also asked him if he would be able to show me the MRI where he drew his conclusion of me having MS. And the strange part is when he pulled the MRI up, every lesion that he showed me was very, very faint. And as he pointed on the MRI, it was very faint. And he also alluded to the fact that there's some lesions there, but as you can see, they healed. We just don't know how long they've been there.
Well, what it was is that she actually had 2 MRIs done. And on the first MRI, you saw the lesions. But he was hesitant about showing us the second MRI. When we seen the second MRI, that's when those lesions from the first MRI wasn't there. So that was also a main determination in us deciding that she's going to go the natural route, because just like we all know, naturally the body tries to heal itself. So with going natural, the natural supplements that you take will assist your body into not just fixing the or keeping the MS in one spot, as the doctors say. It actually will heal the MS.
Yeah, so I asked the doctor after he showed me the different lesions. I asked him if I were to take the medication. I said this is just I said this is just going to be something to, like my husband said, just a Band-Aid over it. I said it really suppresses. I said this just suppresses the disease. It doesn't take it away. And he said, yeah. He said, you're right there. There's some folks working on that right now. They're still trying to find some type of cure. There's no cure for MS. I said, okay. I said, so really, there's nothing else that can be done other than this medication. And he said, he said, a lot of my patients that are on this medication, they do very well. He said they almost never have any I guess they call them outbreaks or whatever they call them, episodes. They never have any episodes, and they do very well. And I listened to him. So I asked him, was there anything else that he needed to share with me? And he went right back to the medication. He's never mentioned anything about me changing my diet. He's never mentioned anything about a natural way. And he kind of seemed like he wasn't for me going the natural way. So I guess to his surprise, that was the decision that I made. And I went on this journey. I'm on this journey. It's been 3 months this Wednesday, and I'm taking an awful lot of supplements. I've had my husband go get me a pill pack, weekly pill pack, because I was going crazy. I had so many pills. I didn't know how I was going to remember to take them, how to take them, how many to take a day. So I just wanted to share a couple things, because there's probably some people out there that have MS and don't want to take medication and go the natural way. The first thing is Immune Basics. That's one of the supplements that I take there. The second one that I take is called Pine Bark, and I've done research on all of these. A lot of the research I've done have been on YouTube. The next thing is called Astaxanthin, and a lot of these supplements can be taken from anyone. It's just it's for different things. Here's another. I take nervous system tonic. Mostly all of these I take twice a day. Omega-3. I eat lots and lots of salmon, more salmon than I'm 41 years old. I eat more salmon now than I've ever eaten in my life. I've got my family excited and happy to eat that. Another one I stumbled across is black currant oil. And this is mainly, I've actually taken this really just for my hair growth. But I also heard that this was good to take. I also changed my diet to eat more green vegetables, more fruit. Anything that God has created is really what we should be eating, is what I learned. I learned more in the last 3 months than I've ever learned in my life. And I'm hoping that if anyone's watching, that this might be something that can help you. I also take serapeptase. A lot of these, not only just for MS, but is also helping me with a lot of other things. The serapeptase is helping with my varicose veins. I have a hereditary varicose veins. I guess my sister has it as well. My mother had it. And I get it's varicose veins. It's really a cosmetic thing. I'm kind of lighter complected, so I really don't like varicose veins in my legs. I also take this maximum vibrance and something else called Juvo, and you can look that up. And that's basically, when we cook our vegetables, a lot of times we cook our nutrients out. And this is basically the stem, the leaf, the root, and the peel of any plant that is out there. And I just take that with almond milk, and I add some fruits in that. But the main one that I want to talk about is this black seed oil. This black seed oil is amazing, and this is actually one of the last supplements that I've heard about. And this is for a healthy immune system and inflammatory response. But I'm going to include a link. I'm told that black seed oil heals everything but death. Everything but death. I've shared this with so many people so far for many things. So I'll let you do your research on that. But this is one I'm told that if you don't have this in your cupboard or your medicine cabinet, it's a must. You have to get some black seed oil. It heals everything but death. I've also tried CBD oil. I did 1 bottle of that right before I found the black seed oil. And I think it may have helped me a lot emotionally, but I didn't continue with it. When I found the black seed oil, I kind of put that on the back burner. So, like I said, I started a GoFundMe, and I had a lot, well, not a lot, but I've set it for $6,000 because I thought that was maybe the minimum that could help me afford my supplements on a monthly basis. And I think I've probably got about $500, and that $500 was very, very useful, and I'm so thankful for it. I've had a few people support me with that. I'll also include that in my description of this video as well. So I was trying to find a way. I was getting really, really desperate after I wasn't getting as many donations through my GoFundMe, and I started trying to figure out a way. So I told my husband, I said, there's something that I can do, I think, to make some more money so we can afford these. So I make these BottleCap necklaces and keychains. And here's one that I created. This is actually mine. It says, I fight like a girl for me. And here's another one that I made for my husband. It says, my wife is back. Wait a second. My wife's battle is my battle. I will always support her. My wife's battle is my battle. I will always support her. I make these. I actually have a website that's also included in this video. And I also have an email address if anyone's ever interested in. And here's a keychain. I have a snakehead keychain. I'm from Philadelphia, so of course I have Carson Wentz as a bottle cap. These are bottle caps. I make these by hand. You can have these capped any way you like. I put pictures on them, logos. I also I do reunions, family reunions, class reunions. So if anyone's ever interested in bottle cap necklaces, I can personalize them any way that you would like. So I was going to take that to the flea market, and I was going to share my journey with anyone on healing myself naturally. And I would planning to sell those for $5 so that I can afford these supplements. And during this idea of these bottle caps and selling those, a friend of mine who shoots pool with me, that week he had given me a card, and the card said Blings and Things by D. And he said, this is my wife's card. He said, take a look at it. And I said, okay, I will. I put it in my wallet. It sat there for probably about a month. And we went away to Biloxi, and it's a 5-hour ride from here. And on the way back, I pulled the card out, and I said, and every week, you know, Wayne would come. He shoots on my pool team. He would come in and say, have you had a chance to look at it? And I said, no, but I am. And of course, when I got this diagnosis, I was really, really not thinking about looking at anything. So I finally looked at it on the way home in that 5-hour ride, and I looked at my husband. I said, babe, I can do this. And I've always been a hustler. I've always known, my father's told me, he's always said, if you don't work, you don't eat. And I've always had the hustling mind, the hustling spirit. And even with the bottle caps, I like to be very personable. I like things personalized. I like my name on items. I love personalized things. So I looked at the card. I went on her website, and I'm like, so $5 jewelry, really? So I came back that night, and I had a pool match, and I seen Wayne, and I said, Wayne, I said, tell your wife I'm in, but I just got to get some money to join. And I seen you can join for $99, $2.99, or $4.99. And we didn't have the money. We didn't have the money at all. And I shared it with my sister, but I was really trying to wait for some money to show up, because I'd already made my mind up that I can do this. So the company is called Paparazzi, and I am now an independent consultant for Paparazzi. Just this month on the 13th, just last week, I became director with Paparazzi. So I joined the business on April 19th, and my sister joined under me on April 20th. And this business has been amazing. Besides what I have going on with myself, with the MS, I've had some really, really dark nights. I've cried myself to sleep. My husband didn't even know some of the things that's been going through my mind. Not knowing if I would wake up and walk, not knowing if I'm going to wake up and can't see. I just didn't know what to expect. I know that God is the ultimate healer. I do know that, and I believe that 100%. But as a human, you think, and I was thinking, and I didn't know what to expect. So anyway, I started the business. I just started moving. This business has made me stop thinking about this MS. Even though, I'm dealing with everything. I've been running so much, I've even forgotten to take some of my supplements on some days. But ultimately, I've met so many positive women in this business. Adela Peterkin Trent, that's Wayne's wife, she shared this with me. She's been very supportive. I'm so thankful of them. I've just mimicked and done the same thing with my sister. There's a lady that works with me at the law firm. She works in the evening. I work during the day. She seen what I was doing, and she came to me and said, I think I might want to do that. A whole month went by, and she finally said, I think I'm ready. And then I have a friend that I shot pool with probably like 18 years ago. And this is another success story. He's a guy. He found me about 2 or 3 weeks ago on Facebook, and I didn't even know who he was because his name was different, and I only knew him as Gar. So after speaking with him for a little bit, and he's seen some of my posts about MS, he told me that, he said, I had stage 4 cancer in my throat, and he said, I actually can't, he said, I'm cancer free. He said, but I'll never speak again. Not only is he a man selling $5 jewelry, but he can't even speak. he can't speak. So he bought a couple pieces. He went to my website. He turned back around and bought all these other pieces for a friend of his. And then he came to me and said, I think I might have to join. He said, you know, he said, the jewelry is beautiful. He said, I think I might have to join this. And I said, you might as well. I've even given him his name of his business. I call him Mr. Gar, the Silent Jeweler. So of course I've assisted him. He can't speak. He's, you know, trusted me a lot with his, you know, getting his business cards together. I've helped him with his website. But this business has been amazing. I've joined this business a little over 7 weeks, and I'm director already, as I mentioned. And I'm looking to be premier director. The way that you join this business, there's 3 ways, as I mentioned before. You can join by $99 and you get 35 pieces of jewelry to sell. You can also join for $299 and you get 120 pieces of jewelry. You can also join at $499 and you get 200 pieces of jewelry. So right off the bat, this business, you can buy jewelry wholesale at $2.75 and you're able to sell it for $5. So if you buy it for $2.75 and you sell it for $5, you get your $2.75 back, and then you get a profit of $2.25. So this is like a no-brainer. It's been a no-brainer. This month of June, if you join the business, the company is including something called the Z collection pieces. Those pieces aren't $5, they're $25. And just for the month of June, as far as I know, if you join for the $99, they're going to give you 1 Z collection piece. So that's a profit. That's a profit. You're going to put $99 out, and the pieces of jewelry that you get brings back $200. If you join for $299, they're going to give you 3 Z collection pieces, and you'll bring home $675. So you put out $300, you get $675 back. So you get your 3 back, and you're making $375. If you start with the $499 startup kit, you'll get the 200 pieces of jewelry, and then you have the potential to make, it's not potential, you're always going to sell jewelry. As long as you have jewelry, you're always going to be able to sell it. You put $499 out, which is $500, and then you bring a whopping $1125 back. So you get your $500 back, and you make $625. So this has been an amazing journey in these last couple of weeks. I've been going to bed pretty late.
Yes.
I've been packing orders. I go live on Facebook. My regular days are on Sunday and Wednesday. It used to be Monday at 8 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. My business is called Jewels and Gems by C-Heav. You can find me on Facebook at Jewels and Gems by C-Heav. And my personal Facebook profile is Celeste C. Barnes. And I am also on Instagram. I am under Jewels and Gems by C-Heav. If anyone is interested in joining my team, please contact me, and I will be more than happy to share with you what you share with me. Thank you so much. If you have any questions whatsoever about my journey with healing myself naturally, if you have any questions about joining my team, I'll be more than happy to provide you some information and help you get started, or help in any way that I can. So I'm on a journey to heal myself, help others, and also to become an elite leader in paparazzi. Thank you so much for listening to my video, and I appreciate it. Thank you so much.